Obo Yoruba?
No.
Is it lie?
No. Can you describe your father in few words?
My father is a man of integrity, a family man. Yeah, he'll go out, he'll do anything for family. Yeah. And then the truth is like his watchword. He likes honesty. There's never a dull moment with my dad. He was my confidant. My dad was everything to me. Like, there are conversations that I had with him that till today, there's just nobody else to fit in that, you know. Yeah, so I could have any kind of conversation with him. He was very, very understanding. And that was a great person. Never really judged people. Just see you for who you really are and then, look for ways to navigate things around it. Yeah. So, and those were the things I really liked about him. I mean, oh boy. Yeah. I didn't know this was going to be like this. But yeah. So yeah, it was basically everything to me. He was a dad, he was a friend, he was more than a friend, he was my brother, he was my mom, he was everything. Everything anybody could be for me was what my dad was to me. Basically. Yeah.
Do you remember the moments you found out that he passed?
I was with him. Up until almost the very end. Yeah, so I was supposed to travel to see him like a day before. I mean, the whole thing happened a day before I was supposed to see him. So a day after I was supposed to see him, right? We had talked almost the whole day. Usually we talk every day, like sometimes like 1 hour, 2 hours, depending on how much time he has, right? So that day I was going to work as usual. I stayed on the mainland then. I stayed in Magodo, work on the island. So while I was driving to work, got on a call with him. Hey dad, how you doing? This, that. I'm going to try to make it home today, right? So we can see. I mean, backstory, there was a deal I was working on. There was like a business deal I was working on at that time. And I mean, my dad was my friend, he was my business partner, it was everything. So he knew everything about it. I told him every little details, and at every point in time, he was giving me his 2 kobo, 2 cents, and that really guided me in that particular deal. And I had just closed that deal. I closed that deal eventually that day, right? Because it has been something I was working on it for a while, And I was talking to him in the morning that I think today is the D-Day, it's a big day, so I'll just quickly round up and let's see how I come see you afterwards and stuff. And yeah, we talk a lot. So, cut the long story short, on my way back there was traffic. That was when they were doing the old Tubman Bridge stuff, and there was a lot of traffic. So I got on a call with him, and eventually I got to the house, and I had to sleep. Woke up around. My brother woke me up because we stayed together then. He woke me up around 5 a.m. I just received the call from my older brother that my dad was in the hospital, and that was just it. Had to just pack lights. And I mean, at the time he was staying in Ogun State. My parents were staying in Ogun State because his business was basically in Ogun State. They had businesses around. So we had to travel down to Ogun State, went to the hospital straight up to see him. And by the time we got there, he was already in coma. The story we heard was that he fell. So we have a bakery in my house. My dad he does everything, anything to make money, anything legitimate to make money, So we have a bakery in my house. He had quite a number of businesses around the western part of Nigeria and stuff. So at that day, the story I heard was that he had gone to the bakery to just see what was going on in the night. I'm guessing after I had got on the call with him. Yeah, then on his way back into the house, because my house is kind of big, so we have stuff like that in it. So on his way back into the house, he slept and fell and hit his head. And God gave him some strength, So stood up, went into the house, woke my mom up, told her that this was what happened, and then she drove into the hospital. Cut the long story short, I mean, by the time we got there, he was in coma. We had to take him from there to another hospital. I mean, took him to Babcock, did some tests, took him back to UCH and stuff, because from Babcock we had discovered that there was internal bleeding in his head. And yeah, I was in the van with him. I was in his ambulance. My mom was in front. I was with him, holding him. He looked so helpless. But I was just praying every step of the way, hoping to share the good news that I had closed my first major millions, like the major one, hoping to tell him that yes, that strategy he gave me worked, and I could not. All I could just do was just hope for the best, kept praying. It was a lot, In moments like this, you discover how messed up the system in Nigeria can be when it comes to the health system, rapid response and all. Because maybe my dad would have still been alive if he had a better system. So, yeah, pretty much spent the whole day, the whole night, till eventually he was admitted. We had to wait for the surgeon, and eventually he went to be with his father. Yeah. But yeah, I remember it's like it was yesterday. I remember every time, at every point he had to cough while he was still in coma. Times that he was tearing up at some point, because I remember he was tearing up. Like he could hear what I was saying, he could hear that I was praying, but he probably could not, jack himself out of it. Yeah. So yeah. When was this? So this happened in 2020, shortly after COVID, And the sad part was that I was unable to see him because of COVID, restrictions in travels and stuff. Yeah. So the last time I had seen him was around April was when I came back to Lagos to resume work, and unfortunately I was unable to see him until it happened. It happened on the 1st of August 2020. 1st of August 2020 was the day he went to be with his father. Yeah.
So how did his passing change your life?
I had to grow up faster than I wanted. I mean, it was just about 5 years ago. I just had to. It made me less daddy dependent, because up until the time he passed, my dad sent me. I remember when I got the job that I was doing at the time, I had to take a pay cut to be there, because I just wanted real estate. For some reason, I just wanted it. So I was doing something entirely different, a little bit of tech-related stuff. Yeah, and there was this opening, right? And I told him about it. I was like, yeah, that's good. Go for the interview, and I did. And when they told me the salary, oh my God, it was what I was getting where I was divided by 3. Yeah, to work at that particular company at the point. So my dad being my dad, it was a conversation between myself and him. He just gave me, don't worry. Do you really want to be there? Yes, I want to be there. And then he decided to pay me my salary. So he said, whatsoever they pay me is also going to pay me. Unfortunately, that didn't last for so long. That didn't last for so long. For about maybe 6-7 months after I started working there was when this happened. So yeah. And I had to grow up really fast, because I was that dependent somehow. I felt if there's anything that I really need, all I have to do is just talk to my father, and he knows what to do. He knows what to do. So I had to grow up really fast. I had to learn to take the very tough decisions in business. I had to learn to walk on water. I just keep going. keep praying and keep open, because there's something he always is, always remain prayerful. And that was something I held that so strong. Remain prayerful. Anytime I talk to him, at the end of it, just be you and remain prayerful. And that was something I really, really held strong. And it helped me through this journey, because it was tough. I had my tough time. There were times that there was nobody to call. I didn't want to be a burden to my mom, you know. There was no one to call. My brothers could not, we were close. I'm still very close with my brothers. But like, they could not relate to me the way he related to me. Like, I don't think anybody has really filled that void till now, till today. So it was very tough. It was very difficult. But eventually, with time, you know, I became better at it. I make better business decisions right now. I'm a business developer, so you can imagine. So yeah.
So what was grief like for you?
So, it's different for different people, but I'll just say what mine was like. So, my family, we are all boys, by the way. We are all boys. Just my mom. My mom is the matron. So we are all boys. So I saw my brothers, strong men, tear up, you know, and it felt like, well, it was more or less like my responsibility to be there for them. Do you understand? My brothers are hard guys. They probably won't. They just take it. You know, as it comes, and then just move. But like, this was just difficult. Nobody knew how to handle it. Yes, did I cry? I cried like a baby. But then I didn't do it publicly. I didn't do it in spaces where people would, you know. Yeah, I did when I had to, when I could not control it. But when I couldn't, so something different. But like, from the ambulance, I remember I believed so much that I was going to come back. I believed so much that I was going to come. So I didn't have no fear. Because I remember it was my brother that was supposed to go with him. In fear, he said he wasn't going. I beg. Like, I could see the tears in his face, like he was scared. So I had to just man up. No problem, I'm going. Because there was no reason to believe my dad was going to die. It didn't make sense. I spoke to him just yesterday, a few hours ago, and then a few hours down the line, he can't talk to me. He can't lift his hands and stuff. So, but after the whole thing happened, that was when that was when the whole thing just broke loose. It was so difficult. It was so difficult. It was so difficult. It felt like there was no hour that went by without me thinking of my dad and, you know, just going back. It was here. That's what it felt. It was so difficult. I was not myself. I was the shadow of myself. I just had to distract myself with work and stuff. It got better 6 months down the line. It got a little bit better. Maybe I didn't think of him like that. I didn't think of him and then, you know, go into that sorrow mood. Yeah. You know, it was more like I started reminding myself of the beautiful moments, you know, the things we enjoyed together, the wonderful, wonderful things that we shared. Do you understand? The kind of bond we had that other people didn't. A lot of people don't have this kind of bonds, like till they die with their partners. I had this with my dad. So those were like those were things that I held on to. Yeah, they were the wonderful moments. They were the things that kept me going, basically. Yeah, but it was still tough. Trust me, it was tough. You know, the feeling that you will never have to see this person the way you used to see them before on this same planet. When we go to heaven, we'll see each other, we'll shake hands and hug. But like that was the toughest feeling. That I couldn't tell him that the plan worked. Do you understand? That plan worked. I had already planned what I was going to do in my head. I was going to get my dad this. My dad always wanted a bike. But he was old man now, but he just wanted a bike. And I told myself I was going to get him a power bike. I was really just going to get him. I couldn't do all those things. I couldn't. It was tough. The things I couldn't do made it very tough. But then the memories of him that I had made it easier. So yeah.
What does Father's Day feel like for you now that he's gone?
Unfortunately, Father's Day for me is just a constant reminder of what happened, Because when I remember Father's Day, because for most people, these times are times that people just celebrate their loved ones. Maybe do you understand? Yeah. So unfortunately for me, it feels like I was unable to do the things I had planned, the things that I had in mind, And every time Father's Day just comes by, unfortunately, God is helping me, but unfortunately, that's what comes to mind. That I was unable to do this. I couldn't get in the bike. I had not done this. I probably did not call enough. Maybe if I had called for a longer period of time that day, probably would have been on the call, and then it wouldn't have had to go to the bakery. Or if I had traveled that same day, you understand, I probably would have been there with him. He probably wouldn't have slept. Probably would have held his hands or something, But yeah, it's a sad and happy moment. Usually a sad and happy moment. Regret. Yeah, a little bit of it. It used to be a lot worse than this. But then I just told myself that God knows best, Like they always say, God knows best. He's in a better place. He's away from the sorrows of Tinubu and problems of Nigeria, Yeah. So he's in a better place. But when I remember Father's Day, most times this is what comes to mind. Hey Dad, it's me again. Not sad this time, but with a lot of unanswered questions. What could I have done differently? Should I?
What do you feel like right now after this?
Appreciation. I'm just happy that this message doesn't come close. Trust me, it doesn't come close. Appreciation for all the things that we learned. At the time, I didn't know, but then it just kept on bringing it on. How to treat a lady, because we are all boys. If someone ever tells me or someone ever says a story about me and says maybe I eat a lady, trust me, it's not from the Jones family. It's not possible, because we know better, and we know better from what we've seen. All my years that I lived with my parents, never for once saw my dad shout at my mom, let alone raise his hands or something like that. So it was very intentional about raising great boys. And it's all appreciation. Business, it was there. The advice was there. Normal life generally was just there. So yeah, just appreciation, Yeah. Less regret, more appreciation. Yeah.